This is going to be something else because this is the first time I've streamed YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the same time. So let's see what happens. Let me just make a quick little adjustment here. If you're watching the rest taking happen. Oh, hold on a second. Is that right? I just need to. Oh. Well, I'm wondering. Hello, YouTube. Trying to play some music for you, but I also have to adjust this thing. So I'm going to move you for a second right here. You guys can watch the ceiling. And other viewers get to watch a little more of the behind the scenes here. All right. And that might actually do us a little bit better here. I had changed this. I was playing standing up, but now I'm not playing standing up. And so now, in order to be more, still kind of not. Is this going to work, or do I need to put this over here as well? It's in tablet mode, so I was trying to set it up as if it was music on my thing here, but yeah, I'm just going to set up the laptop and just do it that way for now, just because I don't want to bother with trying to figure all that stuff out. All right, well, welcome, everybody. I think we have all the technology stuff figured out. I am doing well. Thanks for jumping in and watching. Those of you that are watching or watching it later, these will probably be available for you to watch. What's that song? You are the reason. Is that? I think that's Callum Scott. Because you are the reason. There's that one. Another one of my favorites. One of my favorites. What else? What else? Oh, I mean, there's so many good songs out there. Oh man, I could do this all day. I could sit here all day in this. What else? What's a good one? What's that one? I think it's. Van Halen, right? That's one of my favorite sounds on this thing. There's a funky bass on here though that I just. The bass sound is really really good. Um, that one right there is just where it is at. If you have like a funky bass line, ooh, right there. That's where it's at. Right there, right there. Oh, good. That's a good one. There's some fun ones on here. I haven't played around with all of them. Honestly, there's like 489 or 400 some number, like 500 odd, sounds on this thing. There's no way I could have played all of them. Because I get stuck in one like this one. And then it's just stuck like, oh man, this is great. It's like sitting here listening to it and playing around with it, and I get stuck in like one. I think the closest I come to it is when I'm like looking for a sound. And I kind of just like run through it. There's like a pizzicato that's just so good. That's just where it's at. I had too much fun. That's from an old movie. Whether you remember it or not, I don't know. That's not helping. I don't know why I like vibrating my fingers. Ugh. That's where it's at. I enjoy that one too much. Oh. Oh man, that's just too much fun. Oh, such a good one. That's too good. That right there. That's how you know you've made it. Oh. Oh. You guys hear that? That's phenomenal. Gosh. Bam. Just phenomenal. That sound right there. That is too good. I cannot. Ooh, okay. Choir's fine. There's a good one though. Oh, here we go. This is my favorite one. Oh man, oh man. That's my favorite right there. So we're having like just our low key podcast today. It's just a matter of just playing some music and just kind of sitting here, really enjoying this, having a good time. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for one today, so I just wanted to like sit back and just play some tunes for you all for a little bit. It might be a little bit of a shorter one too. But just like in taking a minute, enjoying things, with some good. right there is where it's at. That's a jam right there. But yeah, what else is new? Bit of the same old, same old. Been making these guitar picks and necklaces out of recycled plastic, particularly like plastic gift cards. I got a lot from Starbucks because I worked there and there happened to be a bunch extra people were throwing away. So I was like, I can help us like as a community start to waste less. I can make some things and I can recycle the other bits afterwards and whatnot and have some zero waste. And so I'm still working out. They're a work in progress. This is one that I've done. They're still a work in progress. They really are. I'm showing every camera. So I've got 3 cameras going right now. They're still a work in progress, but I like the idea of working towards doing something with zero waste. Because I'm a big believer in that when you can. I come from a family of 7, so sometimes it's not going to be perfect, but when you can work on like zero waste, do what you can. But yeah, so I'm working on those. I've been asking some people and asking around, and I think Etsy is probably my best choice to put up a shop right now, just from my background and my experience, and the fact that I don't have a ton of time to look into everything else. I asked around a couple people, and I think that's what I'm going to go with, and just pay like their listing fee and whatnot, like their basic fee, and kind of go from there. But I think it could be a cool opportunity to put myself out there, like the T-shirts, like these guitar picks, the necklaces, etc. Like I said, the necklaces are still a work in progress. You guys have all seen the T-shirts, I believe. I'll go ahead and show them one more time because they'll still be going. I'm excited to sell some more. Exciting stuff. So these are the ones, the champion people. It's on the back. Most of them are just white. Mine has this on it, which is the definition of a champion. Um, a person who fights for a cause rather than have someone else. But yeah, so I've been working on getting these more finalized, but this one's been washed in the washer several times. It's stood up very, very well, still fits very well. Very good quality shirt, very good quality iron on that I got as well. Exciting stuff. I'm really thrilled to be able to have these and make them this year. But yeah, that's what's going on in that department. Still in school, still tutoring, still working as a barista at Starbucks, still making music when I can, Oh no, it's Christmas. It's not Christmas right now. I love Christmas and the holiday season so much that it almost. So champion of the people to me, actually someone asked me that, and I put it on one of my initial designs for the shirt, but I was just kind of like, it's not really worth it on the future. But my idea for champion of the people, why I call myself that, why I adopted that nickname is, it's a wacky world out there. There's stuff that's not right. There's stuff that's wrong. There's people that are doing, too many gangsters doing dirty deeds, if you will. But like my goal and my vision and like the thing that I like really want to do is just to make people smile, make them a little bit happier, give them a little bit of a reason to like look forward to the day. Like, oh snap, Austin's here and he makes things better. That's really like, if anything, that's kind of my idea is to just make people's days brighter and better. So to me, yeah, Change of the People is about just making the world a better place, if you will. Doing what you can, tactily, in a very tactile, kind of kinesthetic way of like physically, like what you do to make the world a better place in like a very physical manner. And whether it's through your kind words, through your actions, through gifts, through service, whatever that might be. So that's a big thing for me for Champion the People. And that was kind of the idea behind the shirt, was just to give people the permission to kind of pursue their like greatness and their passion and their desire and their dreams, and to do so in a way that is helpful. So that's a great question, Zach. And I think that's really what I think about when I think about Champion the People. It's just something that works to make the world a better place. I I do try to. I think that it took some time. I spent a lot of time when I was younger, very grumpy and angry with the world and people around me. Um, I spent probably a year, like almost primarily inside. Um, and I didn't really go outside. I went outside to like go for like a run or a bike ride or go to like the grocery store. And I was in school and I was doing some part-time gigs here and there and I was doing volunteer work and it was, good stuff. But um, primarily it was just in school at that time, actually. And I didn't go outside except to go shopping, really. And I was very angry at the world because I had been through some stuff that was, arguably not good, but, you know, I let it affect me too personally. And so I think that through growth and transformation, which we're all always going through, we're all always growing. Um, no one's going to be perfect. The idea, wherever you go, remember to grow is an important thing, and grow where you're planted. Huge for me. So, but I really appreciate that, Zach, and I do try, and I think that um, everyone should try something. But that's the idea. Yeah, that's where it's at. What else? What's a good one? Oh, oh my goodness! I might have found my new favorite bass sound. It's trumpet or trombone. Oh, that's good. That's good. For sure, Zach. Definitely. I think that that's a good way to put it. To be a saint, if you will. Um, absolutely. It's important because not a lot of people, and maybe for whatever reason, and you never know, but some people will have their own. Everyone has their own struggles, and I don't want to say, oh man, so and so, is not being their champion to the people, their way of living life, their best way. I don't want to judge anybody in that because everyone's got their own hurt. I was watching a snippet from a podcast that had, oh gosh, who was on? I can't remember who was on it, but I remember just what stuck with me about it was um, this person said in particular that everyone has their own hurt, and to say to someone, "Oh, you can't hurt that way because I hurt that way, and that's my hurt." It's taking away from them, and so I think that one of the big parts of growth that all of us have to go through, that I had to go through, and so many times, and I think we'll constantly be going through, is um, going through growth, and especially in relation to understanding that everyone has their own pain, their own past. And I don't ever want to say, oh, you can't, you have to be better because, you don't have pain like I have pain. And understand that all of us have been through stuff. All of us have experienced things, that have been painful. And so I think that giving people permission to have had past pain, that's quite a mouthful there, is really important. So I think that that's a crucial thing, is to do it, but not expect it, I guess. I guess the same is true with like manners and just kindness in general. Try to live life well, but don't expect everyone to do that. Like celebrate it when it happens. When one of your friends or someone you know or a stranger is living life well, and you see someone doing a good thing, celebrate that and encourage that. But don't expect that from someone. Don't be like, oh, I expect you to be a good person because, yeah, definitely, definitely. The golden rule, as it's been put in many ways, treat others the way you wish to be treated, not how you've been treated yourself, kind of a thing, is super important. But yeah, so I think that's a huge step in growth. And I think that when I move past that, when I move past being grumpy about things and angry about, I've been hurt, I've been insulted, I've been through some stuff. And once I moved past that, it became a lot easier just to be nicer to people. And I think that there's some reward in it for sure. But there's a great, I don't know who said this. We do good not because we expect good in return, but because simply it is good to do good. And I love that quote. I try to live by that when I can. And we're all, beautifully broken, and we all make mistakes. So I think that's a good one. I want to get that one framed. I actually have a frame for it. I try to get frames for like these simple phrases. This is one that I did. And this is my other t-shirt I did, the Give Love one. And I did a little bit of extra coloring design on it. But this one, I keep just in my room just to remind me like, hey, just be nice to people because everyone's battling their own stuff. Everyone's going through their own things. And you never know what, someone's day might be like or what someone's experience might be like. So just be nice, give some love. Here we go. Hold on a second. There we go. My favorite. It's just called ATS Brass on this thing, but it's one of my favorite little like sounds. Very Mannheim Steamroller, very 80s rock sound. Van Halen, I think. Yeah. And actually, speaking of songs, a little bit of backstory for you guys that maybe don't know. The Give Love motto and the Give Love logo. There's a song by a guy named Andy Grammer. And he did this song called Give Love. And I heard that song. It resonated so much with me that those two words from the chorus and from all across the song stuck with me so much. Like that was part of the inspiration behind that motto. And that T-shirt and the EP that I did, the album on SoundCloud and on YouTube, you can stream them on both services for free. And I can burn CDs if you want one. If you happen to live close or far, I can ship them out if you're farther out. But I did do that one. And this year, my goal is to set a deadline and do an album. I'd love to do one around the Christmas time because my next album I wanted to do was going to be like a big band album. But yeah, so it's tangent about Van Halen to Andy Grammer. And if you haven't heard a lot of Andy Grammer, his stuff is awesome. He just did an interview with someone the other day, or I guess this last month or so, that I saw where he was talking about getting older and writing songs that are for older parts of your life and the beautiful experiences that he had when he was younger and now like falling in love, but now he's a father and like watching his child grow up and being with his family and like just seeing like the growth that he's in and how that's affected his music is so awesome. So he did a song for I think it's what Don't Give Up on Me from was it 10 Feet Apart or 10 Feet Close, whatever it was. I think it may have been a Netflix or Amazon exclusive. I don't really know. I didn't watch it because I haven't really made time for those kinds of things. But yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I love his interviews. I love his talks. I love listening to his music. I follow him on social media, and he seems like a nicely, just like a genuine person from all the reactions I've seen. Granted, he probably manages, his accountant's manager does. So no one's perfect. However, his stuff's good. Check it out if you haven't heard a lot of it. I love his stuff. Give Love is good. Don't Give Up on Me is good. Either Go Back Home or Home is a really good song of his. Oh, goodness gracious. But going back into 80s rock, because we're just going to be on every tangent possible. My dad and I, we used to take road trips back when I was younger, and we do different things. We travel. And what I have sense memory of from those trips is Snickers candy bars and old school, like, not even old school rock and roll, I guess like middle of the rock and roll era, like 80s, 70s, 80s, right about when the emergence of the hair bands was. But like Van Halen and, oh my goodness, just who else? I think Guns N' Roses. There were a lot of songs that were like old school rock that me and my dad listened to that just resonate with me nowadays. And if I ever hear that one, like Jump, or if ever I hear, oh goodness gracious, I can't think of any of them right now. They're all so good. But whenever they come on the radio or I hear them, I'm like, oh, this is my jam. This reminds me of hanging out with my dad and cruising down the road on road trips. Gosh, I wish I could remember some of them. What are they? Help me out, people. If you know any, if you're here, type some songs that you think that are coming from that era, from right about the hair bands era. We Built This City on Rock and Roll. Who's that by? That's a great song. And that's probably not the actual name of it, but that's how I remember it. We Built This City. Oh my goodness, who is that by? I'm gonna have to look it up here later on because that's one of my favorites. But I admit that's just some of my memories from Starship. Might be the one. I don't know. All I know is just a great times from the old days. It's a great sense memory of mine. But yeah, what else? Oh man, it's just that's another sense memory of mine. Oh man, what else have I been doing lately? So the part of why I want to do like big band stuff is I love jazz. My mom loves jazz and my dad loves rock, and like I kind of grew up listening to that and a little bit of punk rock and a little bit of hip hop. And so like my style that I'm trying to write with takes from all those different genres, where you've got a little bit of rock, a little bit of 80s sound, a little bit of jazz chords, a little bit of, oh my goodness, like the beats and the rhythm from kind of punk rock and the heavier guitar leads. I play like a jazzy rock and hop, I think I termed it, which is like hip hop and rock and roll and punk rock and jazz, which takes from kind of all of a bit of that sphere of influence that I've listened to throughout my time so far. And that's kind of how I would describe my style. But going back to particularly jazz and why I want to do like a big band style album is I love Michael Bublé. I love jazz in general. I love, I think Corin Bailey Rae almost qualifies as kind of like the R&B and blues and jazz, and Stevie Wonder, and like just the list of just like jazz and blues musicians that I listen to. I love that style. I love all of it. It's wonderful. So I'm hoping within the year to get that album released. So I have all my equipment here. I have my soundboard. I have my keyboard. I have my little MIDI controller. I've got my guitars. I have some space. And once I can carve out some time and I'm in a better routine. I've been doing better with routine because I'm juggling these different things. I'm trying to do my best to be productive with my time, spend my time doing valuable things. And so I don't know. I think I'm trying to be strategic in that. But yeah, that's kind of the story there. And a bit of the jazz in there. Those are good. That's a good one. That's such a good one too. One of my favorites. There we go. That's a good one. And to end it, we're going to go to one of my favorites. All right, guys, I think that is going to have to do it for today. I didn't want to take the full hour for the podcast. I've already been going for 40 some odd minutes, but thanks for you guys. Well, thanks for words. Thank you for tuning in. Those guys who tuned in. Thanks for the comments, Zach, and everybody else who jumped on different platforms. I really appreciate you guys checking out my stuff and watching me, piddle around on the keyboard and just spout what I'm thinking, what's on my mind. Very much appreciated. We'll have an actual podcast again probably next week. I'm trying to get some other guests lined up, but this one might be a solo one. But now that we know that bandwidth is decent with all three streaming platforms at the same time, we might do some fun guests. We might have more than one guest at a time, depending on how things go. We will see. I don't want to make any promises because I don't want to, I want to make sure I understand my technology a little bit better. But I'm very, very excited to share this with you all and to be a part of your guys' days and whatnot. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to post these. They'll be live Instagram for a day, YouTube and Facebook probably for infinity until I delete them. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to end all these guys. I was going to take a few different clicks. I'm going to end with peace out to YouTube.